Well, hello there everyone, welcome to another video here on the channel. My name is Emily, welcome back to the Chatham Main Lines to Dover Priory route by Dovetail Games. Today we've got the AP Class 92 on the front of some of the newly enhanced IKA flat wagons. Oh hello, I got you, I. Oh, we pulled the road off for us, wood apart, so brake off. Once the brake releases, we'll take about half power. And away. Now, we are pulling slightly against the brake there. You can see the back has now started to move, which is good. And yeah, so we are running straight through to Swanley today, where this will branch off and head down towards, down the, I can literally see, well, basically down towards Maidstone East and towards the Channel Tunnel. This is, of course, train 4 Bravo 57, the 1555 correction, Wembley Yard to Dollins Moor service. Hello driver, you're joining your train awaiting the road at Longhedge Junction, which is on the connecting line from the West London line to the Chatham Main Line. You are booked to pass here at 16:25, so the schedule has gone completely out the window. Simply follow the signals. And then when you don't hope you don't get held up too much, another driver will relieve you at Swanley. Finally, please note your maximum permitted speed is 75. So please remember, folks, we are of course though on the southern region of BR. As such, the 2/3 rule does apply here. That means on the high speed, but that basically you can only travel at 2/3 of the maximum speed on that line, unless there's dual speed limits posted. So what that means is, for example, the line towards Maidstone East that this will go down, it has a maximum speed of 60. Sorry, correction, 75. Yeah, so we can travel up to 2/3 that basically. So that's why I'm at 20, even though we're in a 25 limit, because basically I can travel at the limit in theory, but 2/3 of the line speed here is 20. Or maximum line speed here is 20. You can see we've now just about covered one length of our train. I do quite like these, the texturing on these. It looks rather nice. Looks rather smart behind the 92 as well. So, this is pretty much AP's proper wagon EP. And I quite like it, actually. So this is the Container Wagon Enhancement Pack Volume 1. Now that's now dipping back into at the end, but let's get the manual up. So the wagons, so how to install, it's a standard install. If you can't do it, you're a little bit shilly. The following wagons have been enhanced with new audio, physics, and tail lamps. Existing liveries also have higher resolution visuals, and new liveries are provided where applicable. So we've got the FEAB, and that comes in Freightline livery and GB Rail Freight livery. Fastline Freight, which comes in Fastline Freight livery. EWS, which is also applied to the FEAB, which is fictional. However, is sort of, if you squint close enough, it's an FCA. And then you've also got the FKA wagons and the IKA wagons. FKA is the EWS version, IKA is the blue version. Lastly, you also have the KTA pocket wagons. Containers, you've got the 20 by 8 by 6, you've got the 20 by 9 by 6 high cube for the FEA only, the 40 by 8 by 6, 40 by 9 by 6, which is high cube, 45 by 8 foot, so 45 by 8 foot 6, which is only for the FKA, which is what we're pulling to, no, correction, I believe, we're pulling the high cubes today, which is the 45 by 9 by 6 inch high cube. You also have the tank containers, which are coming 20 foot, and you have swap body, which is a 45 foot. So the the swap bodies are basically containers with curtain sides. So you can basically have the train just, so have, words are hard, you could basically load the container through this side like you would a curtain side lorry. So this area here has a curtain. Quite interesting, genuinely, in my opinion. Right, so we're now allowed to go up to 30. So we'll rag it, let the train use all of its amps, just to show how powerful the 92 is. Bear in mind how long our train is today. So this is also serving as a first look on the AP container wagon pack. I'm a bit late to the party, but I'm working hard at the moment, guys. Don't fight me. Container liveries represent each livery code through the years. Each container variant is divided into 3 eras. 2000, 2010, 2020. 2000 era wagons have a section of 20 container liveries. 2010, 20 era each have a section of 24. The 2010 and 2020 FEA B wagons are divided into blueprints ending 1 and 2. To have the fuller section liveries using these eras, please be sure to use a good mix of 1 and 2 blueprints in a consist. Ideally, we'd have one just blueprint, but we found it to have a detrimental effect on performance. The livery shown is randomly selected from the choice within that blueprint. Please see the comprehensive liveries of which lists are available. I'm just going to list them all off. I'm not going to sort of go too roundabout here. APL 1, APL 2, Beacon, CAI, Capital, China Shipping, CMA CGM, Costco, Costco Shipping, Dongfang, Evergreen, Florence, GCco, Gold, Hamburg Sud, Hanjin, Hapag-Lloyd, Hapag-Lloyd White, Hyundai, Italia, K-Line, Maersk, Maersk Sealand, Magellan, MSC, Nedloyd, NYK Logistics, ONE, OOCL, OOCL Large Logo, P&O, P&O Nedloyd, Raffles Lease, SAF Marine, Tex, Triton, and Waterfront. The first number is, so this is the 20s and the 40s, by the way, this isn't the 45s. The 45s, I believe, are Tesco, less CO2, well, Malcolm, less CO2, and there's obviously these as well. There's a couple of others. I've not got the full exhaustive list. I do apologise for that. Hopefully we'll see them. Yeah, we get them further down. Happy days. Oh, sorry. That list I gave there, that was only the 20-footers. So we're now at 30, which is 2/3 of our line speed here, because the highest line speed here, well, it's closer to 3/4, but shush. Now, actually, the highest line speed here is 60, I stay at 30 just because it's easier for snaking around this part of London. So yeah, the first number of which blueprint can set to, yeah, so it's basically just, it's the way the delivery is self-applying. The 40 foot for the FKA and IKA, that's APL, APL1, APL2, Beacon, CAI, Capital China Shipping, CMA CGM, Costco, Costco Shipping, Dongfang, Evergreen, Florence, GCco, Gold, Hamburg Sud, Hanjin, Hapag-Lloyd, Hapag-Lloyd White, Hyundai, Italia, K-Line, Maersk, Maersk Sealand. I'm just going to try and get, so I'm going to, so the ones I recognise as new are SAF Marine and Tex. Others are all as on the 20 foot, and the 45s, I missed a whole bunch out. You've got Cobblefret, CNC Transport, Dreambox, European Container Services, X-Ford Transfesa Channel Tunnel Express, Ford Transfesa Channel Tunnel Express, Jaguar Land Rover, Malcolm Logistics, Norfolk Line, Novelis, Russell, Samskip, Stobart Rail, Tesco SCO2 Rail, and Unit 45, which is what we're dragging today. And there's that 378 we just crossed with. Put my DSD back on. I'm going to take the power out because I can see approaching double ambers, which means we're being probably checked down for the crossover. Just take what is slightly beyond an initial brake application. Just start scrubbing the speed off. This thing will not be braking very well because we've done quite a steep slope here. So placing them in the scenario editor to place a scenario, so working within the scenario editor. You got DTG in Southampton Bournemouth for the FEAB and KTA, and for the FEA IKA you go to RSC in South of Class 92. So honest opinion, I do think they should have applied it to the Freightliner 66, because Southampton Bournemouth, whilst it's a really good route, it's not really a common requirement in anything other than ATS routes, and you know, for example, AP themselves, full servicing it down here. I am booking it towards this red, and I shouldn't be. There we go. The signal's pulled off to a green. Brake goes back off. And we'll take power again. And pull against it, and you can hear the new as it sort of is fighting for traction. It looks absolutely, like I say, I love a Class 92. I actually have this loco as a model. It's one of my favourite models. Like, the GB livery really suits these, in my opinion. Right, numbering. So, when placing wagons in a scenario edit, you're able to control a number of visual differences via the number of the wagon. Tank containers are often not seen in prototypical context, so will not appear unless you select semicolon C1 equals T, which will basically apply them. And you can apply them in different positions. So you can apply them in position 1, 2, or 3, depending on the variant you're using. Tail lights automatically appear. Automatically a tail light will appear at the rear of the train. If you'd like this not to appear, add semicolon TL equals 0. High cube, so you are able to force, and you're able to force the container livery. Lastly, obviously it comes with one scenario, which is a 35-minute scenario, which we're running today, which is AP Conep 4 Bravo 57 1555 Wembley Yard to Dollansmore, with Class 92 at the helm. We remain at 30, going around here. Actually, we can go up to 40, I believe, once we get the back on. So we'll wait for the back to fully get onto this bridge. But to be fair, I'm going to drive quite slowly because I've driven this service before and I know we're going to be following a Thames link around Catford Loop, which is the line we're taking here at the moment. Catford Loop, aka the Wall of Death. What I'll do is I'll just take the drive out of the loco, let it coast. We're going up a hill here, so it will lose speed quite rapidly. Let's just let any brake intervention. I am going to be taking a nap after this video, I think. I've just finished work. It's not a good day on the railway, or not been a good couple of days on the railway. It's early January 2026, and it's Tuesday. I've been scheduled to go to London twice, and I've not made it there yet. In a row. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll probably, and I'm not expecting tomorrow to be that much better. I am expecting to go there tomorrow, because I can't cheese it for 3 days in a row. But, alas. So you can see the speed tape is dropping down to 20, which suits me fine. Apologies for that. Got a 465 crossing with us. That should free the road up for us, I believe, but I'm not 100% sure. Of course it pulls off right as I'm checking down. Power back on. Because I'm 2 ambers, I know I'm single amber then red. So what I'll actually do is just put 25 in my speed limiter. We'll take it from there. I apologise for my snivelling. But no, so this pack, I quite enjoy actually. Like I say, the only bit of feedback I have for it, I think it makes a big difference, and I think it's something we've been crying out for. Like, I've been saying for a long time, like, it's good that we've got all these coal hoppers, but so variants on the 4-wheel wagons. But it would be great to get the like the more modern container flats and stuff like that, and like I say, like the FCA IKAs. Like, if you wanted to use, and say FKAs, apologies, in a Train Sim Classic scenario, you would have to use a reskin requirement from a website that's notoriously difficult to download things from. So it's nice to have that as an AP requirement. $9.99. It's just my DSD sounding off. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Like, for the price tag, I'm fine with. I think it's a good price for what it is. It makes a massive difference. So yeah. What's included in simple terms, though? So the TLDR, what I've just gone through. Existing liveries improving visuals and quality. EDRS Fastline GBR liveries for the FEAB. EDRS livery for the IKA, making it an FKA. 7 container types. 37 container liveries. 47, 52 total container liveries, 1 tank container, empty loaded versions with realistic physics, prototypical sounds, new tail lamp, and one realistic scenario. Like I say, well worth it in my opinion. Well worth it. It visually is very nice. Like I say, the textures, I'm not sure how well it conveys on YouTube, but particularly the boxes, they look great. Like, these are probably the best looking containers I've seen in a video game. Like, that's the point. Yeah. double amber, single amber next. Again, I'll just knock the throttle off. So remember, we're going on Catford Loop. The service in front of us will be stopping, so we will get checked to a stand at some points. I've actually, I was sort of freaking out a little bit about getting videos done for this month because I didn't realise how many I had, how far ahead I actually was. Not in a horrendous place now, is the way I would describe my YouTubing. I need to get some sort of weekend content done, but beyond that, I'm not in a horrendous place. I didn't do any videos over Christmas because, like, last year I took January off, and I didn't really regret it because, like, but like the way I've been doing content lately, I did actually have just some time between sort of things to just do my own thing and chill out a bit, and it was really quite nice actually. So yeah, got to knock out a couple more videos probably over during the course of today. I've also got a load of stuff to do. So I help run a charity, and now I've sort of taken over the main leadership position. So I've gone from sort of a more figurehead to a more actually running the show kind of affair. So it's all fun and games to be me right now. That means I'm going over the 25 I set myself. That's not a big deal. I'm at 30. I'm at 35. I can see. It's a 40. The 2/3 limit through here is 40, so it's a 60 line speed. But I literally like I'm sort of just restricting myself to 25 just for sort of energy management really here, because I know I'm following something. Because yeah, we dropped to 40, but again, it's a 60 line speed throughout the line. I don't know, I'm just spamming the Q key. Single amber red ahead. Single amber red ahead. Pointing at the signal, calling it a single amber. Apologies, keep sniffling. Really just going to creep around here. Because like I say, I believe the next signal is protecting a station. So I'm not, like, the train's just platformed. And I have actually started including in my like built scenarios, if you're following a train, not just making it sit in the station for the big 35 seconds, because 35 seconds is the standard time train sim makes a train remain in a station. But so obviously sometimes they go longer, sometimes they go shorter. So I'm trying to, like, if you're not so much for AI trains you cross with, unless you cross with them in a station, but the stuff that you are following, I'm starting to get really sadistic, and you can't just sort of go, well, yeah, there's a station, but I know, like, this and I'm following it, it'll have moved by the time I get there. It might not have. They might be deploying the wheelchair, the ramp to get a wheelchair user on or off, you know? So, yeah. Just be aware. You were warned here first. No, I was doing I've done a fairly extensive scenario for the Max Tracks line. So the Max Tracks Leeds and Northwest line running all the way. So you get part one, you jump in a 10-car Azuma in King's Cross, run it up to Leeds, and part two is the run up to Skipton. Single amber red ahead. Again, we're now into Catford Station, So the next red, I believe, is the red protecting our access to the Chatham Main. Or protecting access to the Chatham Main. It was, so I've done this, sort of vaguely, this route, as far as, I can't remember the name of the junction. Basically this junction here. Petswood Junction, there you go. In both the 92 and the 66, and it was really interesting, the difference. So this is obviously loaded containers, and it just felt really relaxed. Like, it felt like the loco was helping me out, I was helping it out. The 66, I felt like I was raw dogging it. Like, you know, sort of felt like the difference between driving maybe like a nice Mercedes estate car on you know, around a route, and then like a 1970s pickup truck. Like, that is the difference, and it was. And like I said, I messaged one of my friends who's a freight train driver, and said, actually, I now fully understand, like, what like what you enjoy about freight driving, like the variety of it. It's incredible. So see, there's a 60, so we'd be allowed to 40 now, but we're obviously just creeping along for the potential red ahead. Okay, so the red's a bit sooner than I thought here by the looks of things. This is, I can't remember the name of the sidings, but again, there's a 700 scenario where you come out there, not by me, by AP. It's Bellingham. Is that in use yet? Because that was not in use for a while. Oh no, it is now. Yeah. So Thameslink stashes some trains out the way. That's actually quite cool. There's a 5 Zulu. Oh, that's a Zulu. So I'll just be dealing. Oh, no, it's South Eastern dealing with service disruption. Fair enough. But Thameslink to Orpington will be fun. Or anywhere other than Orpington, to be fair. 5 Kilo 14. Ooh, sorry, I found a scenario I'm interested in building now. It's a Luton Terminator. Fascinating. Well, I'll definitely be building that soon. There's my next scenario. No, I won't run it on this. But it's just, yeah, you know, like 5 minutes in passenger service, kick all the punters off, and then leave as empty stock. Literally 3 minutes later to go, and then you go from nothing can be put in front of me to the lowest of the low priority for a 20-minute empty stock move to Bellingham. I presume it's Bellingham, not Bellingham, not Bellingham. Single amber right ahead. Again, I'm doing my pointing thing because it is very easy to forget when you're just sort of locked into train driving. Yeah, there was a long period though where where like maybe 6 months where those sidings didn't have any booked trains into them. So I was looking to do some scenarios, but now that I know, I will be doing it. There we are. Yeah, the urge here is to accelerate, and I can see I've got a double amber, so I can actually accelerate back up to 25. But not gonna lie, I forgot this station existed. But the good thing is, once we go onto the main line, we are pretty much just straight line up to Swanley. I will get checked down again because I think that there's a crew change over there. I'm just seeing how this actually runs. So this is off the Wembley reception. So this is, well, it's past for electric locos. This sounds about right. It leaves Wembley receptions down the West London to Longhedge where we took it over. Rips around to Swanley, up to through sort of Shoreham, up Shoreham, Otford line I think is what it's called. Then yeah, Maidstone East line. So the current there's not a. See, this is what I was on about, and this is your fault for making me talk about things. This is where we become mega fans of TPWS. Look at that though. You can feel the loco's like, no, fuck, stop. Like the braking potential on that is incredible. Immediately start taking the brake back out and we'll like rumble back down the hill. No, I'm going the wrong way. Give it a burst of power and then... There we are. So we'll leave it in service braking. And we're just going to wait for our next path. But what we'll do is, because we'll be pulling away onto a high line speed track, we'll set it to 40. Which is our actual line speed coming up this incline. Because I'm hoping we'll be able to go faster than 25. I've got OBD stuck in my head. Since we're going to be sitting here a while, I'll neutralise the reverser. But other than that, classic Class 92 cab, GSMR is enabled on this one. You got the handset there for it. Your seat, my seat. You go out through there and then there's a door behind. This is basically a Class 60 cab, just electric, so it's a bit nicer. You can see we're licensed, well, permit for 87 on this thing, 140 kmh. Brush traction, Loughborough. And then... turn the instrument lights on. That looks awful. Let's turn those back off. We don't need them. Yeah. There you have it. Just time for us to wait the road, basically. I'll do a jump cut here, and we'll come back when we're ready to go again. That's so deeply annoying. Literally, as I pressed the button, the signal pulled off. Right, reverser forward. Bit of power in. Brake off. Brakes released. Bit more power. Bit more power. basically pit the whole train up. I don't believe we've got a hill start button on here. We do not. So yeah, just really trying desperately to not roll it back. There we go, and away we are. So 40 is our permitted speed until we get the back of the train onto the main line. And you do have a train length, I know that much, which is... I swear they've got a train length. No, I'm not pushing random buttons here. They don't have a train length indicator on these, but they've got a... Oh, they don't. Fair enough, they don't have a train length indicator. We've got to guesstimate it then. We'll rag it once we get to... We'll rag it once we get the whole train out. It's crazy, just like say to me, how quickly this thing gets up and goes. So I'll give it another couple of seconds. Wait till we clear the end of this. Shortlands, of course, Shortlands. Next one's probably south. I know that much for sure. $60, let's go for it. Well, actually, we can go 75 because the maximum line speed here permitted is 90, so we'll just open it wide open, straight up to our maximum permissive speed on this train of 75, which is the limiting speed for the wagons. I am not quick on that DSD, I should be quicker. The problem is my hand's not covering that at the moment. My hand's sort of... Well, one's on the mouse, one's sort of across my tummy. In real life, I'd quite like to get like a sewing pedal, like they do on The Sims, and just... You know, just simulate that, but alas. And then just use the E as a DSD holdover. Absolutely ragging it here. But see, I've got the 92 wide open, and it is struggling to get past 55. Now that's not because the 92 is weak, but it's got a long train on. We're going up a hill, and we're using 750 volt DC third rail, which just has less oomph than AC. So, because there's less voltage there for it to use. So I do genuinely think it's interesting just to observe that from a sort of driving the train perspective as to how it actually affects and handles itself. When was the last time we drove a 92 on the channel, actually? So I know we did one on AC, and I suppose we didn't do a power changeover on one, which I'd like to do at some point. Have we done a power changeover yet? Let's see. No, we haven't. We've done North London with this one, this loco, and we've done Wembley to Milton Keynes. Both pretty enjoyable runs, actually. But I sort of run this about once every sort of 5 months, which is I think a good pace to run them at, actually. The 92, it's not a very like mainstream used loco list for sort of routes that are train sim compatible nowadays, because they obviously they do the sleeper, and I might actually do have some fun with the sleeper, because obviously they're diverting via the East Coast at the moment, owing to the diggy hill work on West Coast. But that'll be fun actually. But yeah, we shall seize. The good thing about Swanley is we're going to get checked down to a stand, I believe, going into Swanley Station. So I can just basically try and get it to 75, just to show the actual like difference in speed. Look at that. Well, I'm being let through because we're faster. In the words of the troublesome trucks, I know boost does nothing, but it feels like it does something. Faster, faster, faster. We are sort of going generally uphill though, because as you leave London towards Swanley, you are climbing from sort of river level at the Thames to sort of decently high, well, for Kent, high level at Swanley. Well, and then sort of up to East Kent it's a consistent climb right there up to Sevenoaks. But then, of course, got the 47 knocked out. Well, that's coming next week. Class 47 on Brighton to Red Hill. Role-playing is in its old Thameslink livery. Oh, this is fun. Right, are we going to get checked here, right? Yeah, we should do. I wonder why he's against a red. Huh. Well, I'm bucking it. Look at that, 75. Well. Look at that, 75. Yep. That, it just shows how much faster we're travelling here, doesn't it? I suppose he is following a southeastern service towards the coast. And that's the overspeed warning kicking in. So that's quite a couple of different sound changes occurred there. That was quite interesting. The having to pull apart that I was getting DSD'd and because that's the DSD in the sort of sound was the sorry, words are really hard today. Was the overspeed warning. So basically, the loco is not designed for you to reduce speed. Oh, I've tripped it out. Wonderful. So what you do is press F to default reset, and then you're good to go again. So you just reduce the throttle to idle, F, and then go. And then we're down at 70, so I can gun it. But it shows that we were right to put out in front of the southeastern, because he'll be stopping everywhere, and we are absolutely flying along here. Obviously, we wouldn't normally stop at Swanley. That would just be a sort of check to a single amber, and then get thrown across. But still. So what I'll do, because I know that this double amber means there's a red protecting Swanley, operating the crossover at Swanley, I am going to put, again, just a trunker brake on, and we'll bid farewell, or wave farewell, to our Electro Star companion that we did some formation running with, as he accelerates on, because his braking characteristics are substantially better than my own. And because I'm not actually able to stop at Swanley, I'm going to just do my usual approaching a speed reduction. But yeah, we got it up to 75 though, which I'm really pleased with. So you got to see what high speed running actually looks like on an electric on a 92 on DC mode. We did it on I think we did 60 was our line speed on West Coast Main Line South. But alas, pull the brake off, and we'll stay at 40 for now. So what I'm doing is I'm basically slowing off, because in my head I'm thinking to myself, he's probably going to get put right in front of us, but I can see Swanley Station coming in after the 75 warning, so I'm going to start bringing the loco down to a stand. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go, so 4 bar is full service braking, so I'm using quite a sharp brake application now. So just trying to road that speed as best I possibly can, because I can see the red protecting the platform. Target is 14 over the magnet with the brake in. You can see it's Southeastern 377 there. Noticeable because of the different livery. And I'm just going to go back to sort of a respectable brake application. And there we go, get a 14 over the magnet is the GBRS standard. As I'm reliably advised, you can see we've got a colleague there who's actually going to be relieving us here, so they must have arranged it with the controller, not actually told me, which is about average for the railway industry. Well, controls arranged it with the signal, and I'm going to be checked here. And obviously a relief driver has been provided, or I don't know if potentially a driver manager's boarding to assess my driving. Oh, don't you look at your watch like that. I'm driving as best I can. I did some great driving there. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's little video. I really hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, because that was an enjoyable little drive for me. Until next time, though, guys, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.